All right,
Good to
guys.
go.
Well, yeah, good to be here with you guys again. And we're going to structure today somewhat similar to last week, but really the beginning's going to be more open to you guys. And then we'll go into a few things that I had prepared for you, and then we'll do a game ready. Is there anybody who's practicing tonight?
Yeah.
Some are.
One of my squads is only the 16 squad. We have one last practice group coming tonight, so
Okay,
they'll
cool. So
benefit from
one
it.
a group of four or something that's
Yep.
coming. And then do you guys practice it all tomorrow or?
Everybody in the program will be practicing tomorrow.
All right. So we got practice today and tomorrow. So hopefully, that this game ready can carry over to till tomorrow. But also if you want, you can jump in the portal and do one tomorrow, which you probably should do just because none of you have been using it. So you probably should just like cut your teeth in it a little bit, just like
Yeah.
force yourself to do it so you can start getting used to it. So um yeah, let's start off, and it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be based on anything you've done with the game readies. um but I mean, we can't start there because last time we met, you guys had right before Christmas, you did have a practice.
Mhm.
Did anybody have any cool experiences during that practice that you thought carried over from the game ready? Some increased focus or energy or something like that?
I had one of my athletes actually mention something, Josh. He mentioned that he wasn't going to be on a little bit later,
Okay.
but Aiden Brown, my setter, he admitted that he was very skeptical of visualization at the start. He said, "No, man, this is not going to work. It's not going to work." And then he's taken the time before practices to visualize and actually listen to a game ready.
Nice.
And he mentioned that practice that he did that, and he said it's the best practice of his life. So I know the girls 17th team, Garrett's team, did the same thing, and they mentioned the same thing. I'm not saying that there's a correlation here, a firm correlation, but the two groups or the athlete in the group that had that experience all had that common link where they were thinking about visualization. He mentioned that he really focused on his hand shape and how his
Yeah.
hands were on the ball and releasing the ball. And I know Aiden would probably mention that if he was here right now. So
Yeah.
that was a cool experience because I was like, man, it's working. He flipped out. He's like, yeah, it's working. It's working. So
Yeah, those are my favorite, man. Just like one thing I shared, I can't remember if we talked about it really, but the libero for the Austrian national team. I started working with him, and he's like, "I'm gonna do something with you. I'm just gonna try it." And I really don't believe in it, but but I'll give it a try. And so we started working together, and he's like, "I don't know, Josh. Like, it's cool. Like, I like connecting with you before the game. Like, you kind of get me pumped, you
yeah.
know." But I'm not sure how much it really helps. And then we had this practice because he was really working on his defense, and we had this practice where he messaged me afterwards, and he was like, "So maybe you're right. Maybe this stuff does work." He's like, "I was in a normal drill that I hate. I hate the drill because it's a one-on-one drill with hitters. So it's like stupid. I mean, you're going against guys who are the best in the world who just like you can't just like sit there and take that many reps from a bunch of the top hitters in the world just blasting balls down the line at you, right? So it's like, I don't even know what the point of this drill is, but our coach always has us do it. And he's like, I made a dig and I just started thinking about what you've been telling me is like, remember how that felt and get excited about it and remember the feeling. And he's like, I just got excited and just started having fun with it. And all of a sudden, I was digging a bunch of them. And then I'm like, I love this drill. And then he goes, I moved on to the next drill and I was digging everything because it was an easier drill than that, right? Than going one on one with no hit, with no block, as a libero. It's like, okay, you're right, Josh. There's something to like keeping a positive mindset, keeping a confident mindset, trusting yourself, all these concepts you teach in the game readies that you instill in the game readies, like it helps. So just know, like Aiden or like oh my gosh, why am I spacing on Qua is his last name. Oh my goodness. Hold on, I gotta pull up his profile here. I'm like, what the heck? How am I? Oh, okay. Do that. Philip, yeah, Philip Qua. Yeah, so anyway, so he's a French speaking Austrian. I think he speaks German too. Anyway, so yeah, those are great, man. So give it a chance. Give it a chance. Now let's talk about this because maybe this helps you figure this out. Tell me what your big goal is for this year. Somebody just like shout it out or like tell me like what you're really wanting to work on this year, like what you're trying to accomplish.
More consistent serve receive.
Okay, get more consistent in your serve receive. Right now, in your serve receive, do you feel confident in it?
Depends on who's serving.
Okay. So it's like, do you think some of that consistency then is dependent upon who's serving?
Yeah.
Okay. And where do you think the big issue is?
What my coach said was that I serve receive the same way I play defense because I'm like too like jumpy and too twitchy.
Oh, that's right. That's right, AJ. You messaged me about this. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so you're just really jumpy. Like
Yeah, something like that.
what do you why do you think that is? Do you have an idea? Like do you know you're doing it, first of all?
Yeah.
Okay, so you recognize it, so that's good, and your coach is saying it, and you're recognizing it, so that's first step. So, why do you know why you're doing it though?
Not exactly.
Okay, okay. And are there certain times where you notice you're doing it and certain times where you're not?
Yeah, sometimes I just feel like I'm a lot more calm and it just feels like more solid. But then there's other times where like it just really I can tell that I'm just like moving around too much.
Yeah, yeah. And I think I messaged you and said like, oh, you need to try the in rock, right?
Yeah.
Try in rock for liberos and see how that feels, because one thing you will notice is the more you relax on defense, the more digs you will make, and trusting. So we talk about doing the breath during the game ready, right? Well, one of my favorite liberos, Dustin Watton, who plays in the top league in the world in Poland, he loves using the breath to reset his mind between each play. So that's his thing. He has Respa, which is the crocodile. He has it written on his shoe, and he's got a little crocodile on his shoe. I don't know if any of you guys have seen my post on my Instagram. So
Yeah.
I have his shoes there, and so he's got that, and so he'll look down and remember, Respa, the crocodile, is a freaking cold-blooded killer. It can use its breath to lower its heartbeat to 2 to 3 beats per minute, and it can survive like that, on nothing, right? Like a dead carcass, and it can survive for a long time because it conserves so much energy.
Mm-hmm.
So you think of it that way, like the more calm and cool, you're like this calm, cold-blooded killer. You're just lurking in the water like a crocodile, and then boom, you snap, right? But half of the hunt is calm, right?
Yeah.
You guys see the videos, right? Everybody's seen a video of a crocodile hunting, right? The wildebeest or whatever, when they come up to drink from the little lake. Yeah, it's just slowly coming in. That's you. And then what the breath also does for you, not only does it calm you now, but it calms you down, but it heightens the awareness in your mind. So you have increased brain activity in the areas. There's two major areas in your brain that they track awareness of your surroundings, and those increase when you're taking deep, meaningful breaths. So doing this will calm you down, which will help you make simpler, more committed movements rather than jumpy movements, right? And will also help you be more aware of the hitting, the approach, the angle of the approach, the turn of the hand, the shoulders, where are the shoulders facing, and will help you read that better. Okay, so we don't have a RESPA one for liberos. I do them all the time for Dustin. He does a combo in rock and RESPA. So, but try the in rock because it's along the same lines of just trusting yourself and calming down. Okay, try that, see how it goes, and then we'll gauge from there and see if we need to create a RESPA one for you. Because I would love to have a RESPA, add a RESPA one there too. Yeah, I think that's good right there. So cool.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. Does that any other questions around that? Does that sound good?
I will try that.
Okay. Yeah, let's try it and then we'll come back. Okay, who else? Who else? What do you want to get better at? Go ahead. I see your hand up, Teddy.
I want to get better at working around the block.
Oh, okay. Yep. So, what do you play? Middle, outside, or up?
Outside.
Outside.
Sometimes up.
Sometimes up. Okay. Cool. So, what's happening right now in your mind? How do you feel you do against the block, or when you try to hit around the block?
I make the wrong. I sort of make the wrong decisions a lot of the time. I'll sometimes try to hit through them, and that doesn't work anymore. It worked last year. I sort of just hit away, and it always just worked out. And now people are actually getting good at blocking, so I can't do that.
I was gonna say, yeah, because they were blocking like this, straight up and down, and now they're starting to block like this a little bit, starting to understand penetration and taking away some angles, and then when it's hitting their hands, instead of going off the block, it's going down, right? So you feel like what are the errors? The error is you're trying to hit around the block and all of a sudden they block you, or you're hitting around, you're trying to hit around and you're hitting out, or what?
I feel like I'm just sort of hitting into them too often.
Okay. Okay. And what okay, so you're hitting into them too often, even when you think are you really seeing the block? Do you know how well you're seeing the block when you're up there?
I'm seeing it. Yeah.
Okay, you just cut out just a little bit here. You seem like you're back now. Go ahead, say it again.
Yeah, I do.
You see the block well. Okay.
I sort of, yeah.
Okay. So my first inclination for this one is try Timar. What tends to happen, you're seeing the block, which is good, but what tends to happen, in my opinion, and this, I haven't watched you play, right? But mentally, mentally speaking, if you're focused on timing, there's no way they can adjust unless they're just guessing. So if your timing is perfect, they can't. If you're seeing the block and your timing is perfect, they can't adjust that quick unless they're gambling. Unless they're doing just a show and go, right? I don't know if you guys are give and take, right? Show and go is what we call it in college. But, so, in those type of situations, like, hey, that just happens sometimes, right? But your timing needs to be where you're coming on you're reaching the ball, like right at your peak, like kind of like right as you're like, yeah, like right at your highest point, right? Even maybe just like like a smidgen of a split nanosecond. Trying to make a nanosecond smaller. A split nanosecond right after you reach your peak. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Because if you're at the height and it's like, like, I mean, you should be able to see that. You like reach your peak, you see, boom, and then you take your swing. If you're going too early, you get stuck looking up a little bit too much, right? You can get stuck with this like kind of vision where it's harder to see. So try that. Try Timar and see how it helps you start visualizing through this. And then next time we chat, tell me how that went and how that adjustment goes. Cool? All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Who's next?
I mean, I guess I'll go. I mean, I play libero, but it's more so just like position versatility.
When you say that means sometimes you fill in for just lots of different positions?
Yeah, because, well, yeah, I play libero for club, but then for school, I honestly have no idea what I'm playing this year because we have like 3 people trying out, so.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I guess really just like, I'm always stuck in like the mindset of the position I start playing. So like if I'm starting out as libero for like a practice and at the end of practice I'll be hitting, like I'm still stuck in like the libero mindset.
Okay. Are you saying that because you guys are actually doing school practices right now too? Are they coinciding right now, or?
No, we're not doing anything right now for school.
Oh, okay. And so for you, you're saying like, how do I get out of this mindset from going from libero to a hitter, for example?
Yeah.
Is that most often what you play then?
Yeah, I'm 90% of the time I'm a libero, but for school I don't know if I'm gonna be an outside hitter or a libero this year.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. I think first of all, you need to take time out to constantly constantly practicing your swings. Right? Just a portion of the time. Do you do that?
Not as much as I should be, but I'm starting to get there.
Okay. Yep. So you need to carve out a portion, right? And say, okay, 20% of my practice, I'm hitting, and then get back to my, libero. It's a crazy thing to do. I'll tell you, I played with Fernando Pessoa, Brazilian, and Nando is his nickname, Fernando. But Nando, he came in as a freshman, and I lived in Brazil for 3 years, so we were good buddies because I speak fluent Portuguese. So he came in his first year and was an All-American libero. We won the national championship in 2001, right? All-American libero. And then his senior year, 2004, he switched to outside hitter and became an All-American outside hitter. Right, okay. and we won the national championship that year. So his career was bookended by 2 national championships, right? In 2 totally different positions. So it's obviously that tells you it's possible to flip the switch, right? But it has to be something that you continually work on both physically and mentally. You've got to develop the same confidence and the confidence that you can switch. So I had a player this year where she didn't know, like in the girl season, right, in high school season out here in Utah, where she didn't know if she was going to be put in or not. And so she'd always go in and she'd make a few mistakes and she'd be a little bit unsure of herself, right? Because she had this like, oh, wait, am I starting today or am I going in or am I just going in when am I going in, right? And sometimes she would, start the next set or something for just seemingly no reason. Or she'd get injected if, the other setter was doing bad. But then she just had this issue, right, with adjusting. And it sounds like that's part of it, right? How do I adjust like that quick? And what I got her to do was mentally prepare that you're the starter. In your mind, there's nobody better than you. You should be starting. You're expecting to be in this play. You're expecting to start at the very start. And if you don't, you're expecting to be in the next play. And if that doesn't happen, you know you're going to be in the next play. You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
So mentally, you are 100% prepared. You know, the coach is calling the plays, or you see the setter call sets, right, for the hitters. It's like, you're the one, she was the setter, right? So it's like, boom, you're right there in the play. Like, see it. Like, you see that hitter going up and you're a libero, where would you feel? Right? Or where would you fill the hole, right? Or if you saw the hole close, how would you back off to get the ball high off hands, right? So, at BYU, we just had a huge block, so I always knew I had to take 2 steps off the court because it's coming high off hands. But anyway, that it gets you in that mindset of like, okay, this play's over. I literally could be an outside hitter right now. This play, I could be going in as outside hitter, right? Just have that mindset that it's a for sure thing. It's going to happen. There's no worry about it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's going to happen. I'm going to play both today. And if you don't, cool. But I was prepared for both. So mentally, you got to prepare yourself for both. And physically throughout the year, you got to prepare yourself for both and have that confidence in yourself that you can make that switch. So is that any questions or thoughts about that?
No, that's good. Thank you.
Cool. And so for something like that, you might, for example, you might do a game ready. And I have a pro player who's been asking me for this for a couple months now. I need to crack down and do it. He's like, you don't really have like a super heavy, like passing game ready for hitters. So like maybe I should create one that's a little bit more heavy on the passing, right? You like that, Teddy, too? Yeah, so it's like get one that's a little heavier on passing for hitters as well. And then that could really help you like have that balance between both, right? So, and let's face it, for boys, like that's the hardest part of the game because most of us didn't start. I mean, I started playing volleyball when I was 17. I didn't start when I was 10 or 11 years old like all the girls do and have this perfect passing form. It took me years. I thought I was a good passer in high school. I grew up in Northern California, which isn't the best volleyball. It's not. I mean, there's some good teams out of there that put out some Fab 50 players, but for the most part, it's not that great. So when I went to BYU, I realized, ooh, I am not a good passer. So I made sure I just played opposite. Now I'm a great passer because I worked on it for years, right? But yeah. So okay, cool. All right. Anybody else have something that you want? Something you're working on, or that you go ahead. Is it Reese?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Basically, so like, let's just say like I'm in a game situation. I'm back row passing out of 6 on serve receive, and all of a sudden like this, let's just say it's like some 6-3 opposite comes in and rips like.
Give me a little. What's your position?
Outside.
You're an outside hitter, so you're on your back row on defense. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just ready for serve receive, and let's just say like this 6-3 opposite with like the most impressive jump top I've ever seen comes on, and like I've never been exposed to that type of serve before, and he just like rips one past me. Like, what's the best way to like basically prepare for the next serve and be like ready to pass the serve like that's harder than you've ever passed before?
So the preparation starts now. So this is where Dustin really excels, because when we do our game readies, I always ask him before the game, like, what are you expecting? And they scout, right?
Yeah.
So he's a pro, so they watch scouting videos of the team they're going to play. So he knows, like he was just posting. If you don't follow Dustin Watton, you should. He was just posting about, let's see if I can, what was that guy's name? He's like the most imposing athlete out there right now. Something like Ben, some Polish just beast. He's the one, I don't know if any of you guys saw the video, but he went up to block and he lost the point. He blocked the ball straight down, but he lost the point because his shin hit the bottom of the net. You're like, freak. He's like, the net's like at his waist, dude. It's just sick. Anyway, Dustin had to, serve receive his serves, right? So beforehand, we take him through visualizing the toughest serves that guy can hit at him. So if you're facing a team and like there's an oppo that just bombs it,
Yeah.
that you just start visualizing him bombing it, and you see yourself pass it over and over and over until you start to feel comfortable, right? And this is a training over time. You may have less confidence than Dustin Watton does in his ability to adjust to that right now, but you can gain it. You just got to get better. So you might not see the same precision that Dustin does when he does it, but I guarantee you're going to improve.
Okay.
So start with that. When you do your game ready, even if you're not hearing me in the game ready say, oh, see this hardest, pause it for a second. I usually have a spot where I say, if there's anything else you want to visualize, pause and do that now. Right. And so that's a point, or any point, if you just feel like you're feeling like you want to see that, just pause it for a second and just visualize that serve coming at you. Okay. So that's the first step. Right. And then the second step is if you're in a game and something unexpected, like, dang, like that dude just ripped that, like, holy crap. Like, okay, now take your RESPA breath, deep reset, and treat that last play as your scouting report. All right, scouted the guy. Okay, so now we know he can go bombs away. So now I'm going to watch his approach. Is he going to go as hard as he can, or is he going to do a drop serve, or you got to watch for that, because he could be that good at volleyball already, and he knows how to bangerang, and then he knows how to do a little drop serve in there. Short serve, and just use that as your scouting report. But that, coming back to your breath, allows you to reset your mind. So did we talk about this last time? I can't remember. The now, maybe a little bit, but there is no such thing as time. Time does not exist. Okay? I know that sounds crazy, but time does not exist. And there's a guy who wrote a book called The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle, the German, modern philosopher. Eckhart, E-K-H-A-R-T, Eckhart Tolle, T-O-L-L-E. The Power of Now, you can literally go on YouTube and listen to him do the audiobook of it if you want. But the concept is, think about it. Have you ever experienced anything other than right in the moment? Can you experience the future right now? No. Can you experience the past right now? No, the past is just a former moment of now that has imprints in your brain. It's just a memory of a former now. And the future is just an anticipation. It's a made up thing in your mind. It's just made up of what you think the now will look like moving forward. Some moment in the future, right? There's really only now. So when you think of it that way, it's easy to forget the past. There is no past. It doesn't even exist. All that matters is what you do in the now. That now's over. That can't be changed. Move on. This is the now. And that's how teams come back from, well, it was a little easier back when I was in high school. We had side out rule. There were times it'd be like, you played a 15 side out, it'd be like 14-7, and we could come back and win 16-14, right? But that was side out ball. But yeah, it's a lot harder with rally scoring, but still, I helped a team here, a girls team. I coached a girls team this year, not coached, but I mentally coached them this year. and they had that belief in themselves. They started doing that, and they just started having that belief and mentally worked through that all the time. Like, when we're down, we just know we're going to come back because we have such confidence in the now. So cool. Are those two? I think those are two concepts that help. So really start to visualize the toughest serves coming at you when you do your game readies, and then just buy into the power of now.
Okay, I definitely will. Yeah.
Cool. All right. We could go. We could. I expected to share a couple of other things, but do we like this? Are there more guys who want to share?
Yeah, it looks like Noah's trying to get his hand up.
Yeah, dude, let's keep going. This is important stuff, man. This is one-on-one coaching time for you guys.
My goal is kind of try and get back to volleyball without like re-injuring myself through speeding through it too fast.
Yeah, tell me about your injury.
I have a stress fracture in my L5. So that probably happened in the summer, and I just kind of kept ignoring it, thinking like it was a strain. Got an X-ray, have an MRI this Tuesday to kind of give me a clear, can I go back in 2 weeks or in a month kind of thing.
Yeah. I've had a couple players. Brandon Greenway, who's a pro, came back from back surgery, and then a pro women's player down in Australia. You guys should follow her, dude. She's totally hot. Claudia. But both of them came back off of injuries and are just having their best seasons ever. And so it starts with keeping yourself mentally sharp by doing visualizations. And there's two parts. You guys don't have access to the other part because we didn't. I mean, that's not what we, what we did together with NEVBC. But if you want that more, I have a portion of the portal that I can unlock to you. I mean, it costs a little bit more money. It's something you could have as like a side off conversation with your parents, where I give you certain types of visualizations that you can do every day. But if you don't want to do that and you just want to stick with just the game readies, then I would suggest upping your game readies. It's even more important for you going through injury or somebody who's in quarantine from coronavirus quarantine of some sort. It's keeping yourself mentally in the speed of the game. I'm a big NFL guy. Is there anybody here who loves football too? Cool. We got a few guys too. And there's one thing they always talk about is the speed of the game, right? It's the same thing with like hockey or, like the speed of those type of continuous flow sports, like soccer's the same at those higher levels. If you move away from it for a little bit, it's like all of a sudden it's so fast for you. And it works the opposite way. I remember when I was done playing football in college, I went and played in some like really high competitive flag football leagues. In fact, Jerry Rice came out one time because I grew up in the Bay Area, right? So he came out one time, but I just tore it up because I was used to playing at such a higher speed. So my anticipation, all those things were ahead of the game. So just think about that. You can do that in your mind. All that was conditioning my muscles in my brain to process things faster. Speed the game up in your mind. So that's something that you can do, a few things you can do while you're trying to wait to see when you're going to get ready. Just expect that you're going to be ready. And listen to your body, obviously, but if your mind is already in game speed or even a little faster, then, when you get out there with your body, it'll be able to come along faster because your body and mind are connected, right? So at least at that point, you just have to bring your body up to speed a little bit more and not both your mind and your body. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I mean, the other, and listen, I've played a lot of sports, right, my whole life, and I'm old. So there's something as you get older where you go, oh, I felt that. Okay, I'm done. Don't try to push it. Right? Like I know, like 1 year, if anybody's ever had any hamstring problems, you know, a hamstring bugs you for a long time. Anytime you see a DB or a wide receiver in the NFL get hamstring issues, you're like, they're probably done for the season, or they're going to just be in and out. They're going to miss games here and there. Because once you have a hamstring injury, it's a nagging injury. It takes a year or a year and a half to get over. I remember like going through that, and it just took me a year of pulling it 2 or 3 times to go, all right, Josh, don't be a moron. As soon as you feel it tighten, you're done, and you're still going to be okay. So if that means you can only play, you know, a half of the game, you know, in all these competitive flag football leagues I was playing in, it was like, then boom, you're good. Just be done. You feel it starting to tighten up, that's your cue. So listen to your body like that. It's hard to do when you're younger because you just feel immortal. But yeah, one of my favorite tournaments, man, I busted my knee up bad. I can't even remember. It just hurt so bad. Threw a brace on it. I was jumping out of the gym. Like I had this one bang that the entire scorekeeping crew was like, I was like, I don't think I ever hit like that hard again in high school. Just, I don't know, right? Maybe the rest of my body was compensating for what was. But so you can have those kind of moments, but I don't recommend it. I think you should be more attentive to your body. Cool. All right. Anybody else want to go ahead? Luke, go for it, man.
So the thing am working on the most is like transitioning when I'm attacking, and I play outside. And I just find it hard sometimes to transition off the net, especially when you're really like trying to block someone, like especially during a game, because you're jumping to your full height. It's not like a drill where you can kind of just like half jump and then go transition back. It's a lot harder to like jump to your full height, land, and then turn around, or like not turn around, but move back.
I don't know. Do you turn around or do you just move back?
Well, I mean, I keep myself open to the court so I can see what's going on. I don't like turn completely around, but just getting back I feel like that's the thing I need to work on the most. So I was just wondering if you have any tips.
Like you feel like you're slow.
Yeah, and then it messes up my approach sometimes. Like I won't feel as like fluid in my steps.
Yes. So here's the key to that, and there's 2 sides of it. Obviously, again, there's 2 sides of everything. And hopefully you guys are starting to get the theme. So even if we don't talk with you about your specific situation, you'll start getting this theme. Is mentally you need to start speeding up the transition process. You need to start visualizing yourself just tearing off that net. I would train my players when I was coaching. You turn and you run as fast as you can, because the harder you work and the faster you run to get off the net, you can actually stop, breathe, and then take a good timed approach. So if you try to speed that up in your mind as you do visualizations, see yourself running off so fast. Have you ever watched does anybody here like anime? Has anybody watched Haikyuu? Do you know what that is?
Clever.
I know JT has.
Yeah, so I love it because I went to Japan a couple years ago because my wife and I are just obsessed with Japan, and so I learned Japanese for like 4 months leading up to it. And so Haikyuu is one of the shows that I love watching because I start picking up like, you know, all the things, you know, like senmai, like triple block, you know. It's just like you start picking up you know, all these different you know, different phrases. But I love that show because it's like it shows like some intense transitioning plays. It's like speed it up, right? Speed up. And I like that show too because they do a lot of first person views of the game. You know, they're showing it to you from the main characters. What's the main character, the little redhead kid?
Hinata?
Yeah, is that his name? I don't know, dude. It's been a while. Yeah, Hinasa, right? Yeah. So I love that. Speed it up. Speed it up in your mind, and that's what I get it. They show a lot of like fast transitions and stuff in that. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then and then actually physically do it. Like, does that make sense? It's like the faster you get to this point, you know, say this is the net, faster you get to this point, the more time I have to relax, see the speed of the pass, you know, gauge, you know, get in tune with my setter, and then I can explode on it. Right?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Is that a good answer? Do you
Yeah,
like
that's
that
a
answer?
good answer. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, man. Anybody who's listening, you want to be a better player, work your butt off early in the play. And then you can relax and take your timing, right? You transition as hard as you can. I mean, run as fast as you can off the net. Then the second half, you just relax and use all your energy to just bangerang, man. Bombs away. Cool. Anybody else? All right. Hey, that was awesome, dude. Like that's great. And you know, we can, you know, maybe more of you guys have some for next week. And everybody we talked who shared today, you know, I think we have another call next Friday. So let's make sure that next Friday you come back and saying, "Hey Josh, I tried this. Here's what happened. Good, bad, ugly, whatever happened. Let's talk about it and let's see if we can help you adjust." Okay? Cool. All right, should we do a game ready then?
Let's do it.
Let's finish up with the game ready. So first off, start with your intention. What's your intention for your next practice, or you know, tomorrow or tonight? Remember, it's that specific skill or behavior that you want to improve on. So for example, what we were just talking about, was it Leo? Was that Leo for you? You know, it might just be run off the net. You know, whatever helps you think of that is like shoot off the net like a bullet, like whatever, right? And just something to help you remember a specific behavior. We don't care about outcomes. If we focus on behaviors, the outcomes will take care of themselves. Okay, so does everybody have one? If you want, throw it in the chat. Throw it in the chat what your specific intention is going to be for this game ready. Okay, and then I want you to think of your animal. Cool. Stay calm on serve receive. Yep. Calm, cool, killer. That's right. Yep. All right, so now we have our intention, and now we want to pick our beast. You know, if I gave you a beast like, you know, Timar is the snow leopard. Oh man, I love the snow leopard. It's so cool. Oh man, the video of it like getting a kill and then it realizes a pack of wolves could overpower it, so it just bails for a second, waits, let them get their fill, and then they get stuffed really quick because they're scrawny little things, and then he goes back. He's not mad. He just had to share a little bit. It's all about timing, man. There's a time for that, and I love it because the snow leopard can jump farther than any other animal. It's like 20 feet or whatever, 20 yards. I can't remember. It's been a little while since I've you know, brushed up on that one. But anyway, so I love that one. You know, if I give you the, you know, Respa, right, AJ, like, you know, so it's the croc. So all right, so we have our intention, we have our animal. in our minds. All right, so let's start our game ready. So you can turn off your video if you want, or just and we can just however you want, but get in a position where you're relaxed, either laying down or sitting, and I just want you to focus on my voice, and I want you to focus on your breathing. I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose. Deep breath for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. A deep breath out through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Deep breath in through your nose. Deep breath out through your mouth. Deep breath in, expand your belly as you breathe in. Collapse your belly as you breathe out. Every breath in, breathe in confidence, strength, power, agility, everything you need to succeed. Every breath out, get rid of the toxins in your bodies. Get rid of hesitation. Get rid of negative thoughts. Get rid of feeling slow or that you can't jump high enough. Get it out. That will not serve you. Every breath, deep breaths in, breathing in that strength and power and confidence. Breathing in your intentions. Think of that intention. Just breathe in the strength of that intention. That power to accomplish that intention that you've set. And now I want you to shift your mind away from your breath and just think of the things you're grateful for. Be grateful that we're here today learning these skills that very few people have that'll set you apart at every level of your game. Be grateful for your coaches, your teammates. Be grateful for your family and friends. Be grateful for the body that you have that you can play sports. Be grateful for your mind and its ability to help you accomplish greater things. And think of anything else that you're grateful for. And now with your eyes still closed, I want you to look out in your mind and see that first gate. That any shape or form that you want to make it, just see it clearly. It's wooden, it's metal. However your gate is, I want you to walk up to it, see the details of it, and open it up. And step into the most beautiful place of nature you've ever been. Or it could be a combination of places. Just create this world that is a sanctuary for you, has everything that calms you down, whether that's mountains, whether that's waves, you're on the beach, like just see whatever calms you down. See that beauty, see the details of it, see the waves crashing, see the contours of the mountains, see the clouds in the sky, see the sun. See it as if you're right there. And as you do that, I want you to feel it. Feel that sun, that warm sun just shining on your face. You know what that feels like. You've done that before. Look up at it and just feel it just warm your face. Reach down and grab some sand, run it through your fingers. Feel your feet down on the ground. Do something to connect physically with this place of nature. And I want you to take in the smells. Taking a deep breath and smell that fresh ocean breeze or the flowers. Oh man, it's so beautiful here and it's right there for you. Just feel like you're right there. Like this is an escape from the world. And hear the sounds. Those waves crashing or the birds chirping as they fly by, wind rustling through the leaves, like all those different things, grass moving, everything that you would hear, different animals, but hear them vividly. Feel the vibrations in your ears. You're so connected. This is a sanctuary for you. You can come here whenever you want to get away from the world. It's such a place of peace and power and joy for you. take in one last deep RESPA breath, that deep breath that we've been taking, and see the energy physically coming into your mouth or in through your nose and strengthening your body like a white light or something. See it coming in, empowering you to succeed. And with that strength and power, I want you to now look out in your mind and see that second gate, the doorway into the gym. See yourself step through, and it's on, man. See yourself walking towards the court, and you can feel it each step. I want you to feel that confidence. Feel your intention. Remember what your intention is. You just know you're going to execute on that intention with perfection today. It's going to be so good. Everybody's going to think like that you've been the best at it your entire life. You're that good at it. Have that confidence as you go through this visualization. So you're just warming up, the flow, the feel, the energy, the confidence. You know you can perform today. You're on top of your game, and nobody's going to be able to stop you. And I want you to now see yourself get ready for the game. You hear the whistle, or it's practice is about to fully start. And I want you to see yourself step on the court. And as you do, see yourself just turn into your beast. See yourself just embody it. You look down, you see the claws, you see the fur, the scales, whatever you are. Just see yourself taking on that beast. You don't have to think anymore. It's all instinct. All of it. You know your intention. Just execute on your intention and trust. Trust in your coaching, trust in your body, trust in your process, and see yourself right from the start. See yourself execute your intention perfectly. See your feet, your arms, your body move exactly how they're supposed to, and see that perfect pass, that perfect hit, that perfect set, that perfect transition, that perfect serve. See it over and over again. See yourself get back and see it like it's actually a game. See the game flow or the practice flow that you'll be in. See the serve, see the pass, see the set, and then see yourself make the play wherever you are in that series. And now see it go to the next point. See where you fit in and see yourself embodying that beast, just stepping in with absolute confidence and just making the play that you need to make. See yourself just trusting your body and fully committing to every move with trust in your intention. See that intention just over and over and over again. See rep after rep after rep of you doing it perfectly, getting the result that you want, that perfect block, that perfect set that just gets banged, that perfect pass, that dime pass, that perfect transition that allows you to take that perfectly timed approach, that perfect toss that allows you to hit that serve perfectly. Everything's just flowing over and over and over again. And see yourself just stop and just roar like that beast that you are. Just see yourself just make that big hit and just scream like the beast. Or see yourself make that perfect set and just be pumped, get excited, and just celebrate and share that with your team. Go play after play. See anything else that you want to see. All right, now let yourself see one last amazing play. Just one awesome play. See that toughest serve you've ever seen. See that toughest set you've ever had to go after. The toughest block you've ever had to hit against. You know, whatever it is, the gnarliest pass you've had to receive as a setter. Whatever it is. Game point. Just see yourself in some really stressful, gnarly situation and see yourself make the play like it was nothing. Just with total trust in yourself, full out execution, and see your team put the ball away. And then I want you to celebrate and step off the court. And as you do, I want you to walk back towards your second gate with confidence and step through and back into your place of nature. Feel that energy coming from some source of water, a well or some sort of fresh water source, and go cup it and take a drink. Feel yourself just absolutely empowered, strengthened by that drink of water. Feel it run through your body. And then take one deep breath through your nose. See that power flow into you. You are the beast. You are Timar. You are Respa. You are Inrock. Whatever your beast is, that beast is you. Dominate. Be that beast. Instinct. Trust in your intentions. And with that, I want you to see your first gate, walk back through it, and open your eyes, because you are game ready.